Hi, and welcome to News One presents Your Life Matters, confronting racial stereotypes in the day and age of Jordan Davis and Trayvon Martin. I'm Ray Baker, and I'm joined by some really incredible and talented people, and I'll be happy to introduce them. Looking on your screen right now is our friend Robin Akinwale. She is a regional online editor. Hey, Robin, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Good. Joined also by Jada Gomez. Jada is a editor at Interactive One. Hey, Jada.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And the brother here to bring the heat is the brother Othniel Harris. Othniel Harris is a senior producer at Interactive One. Hey, Othniel, how you doing, man?
Hey, how are you?
Good, good, good. So let's get started. We're talking
Great
about
to be
confronting stereotypes in the age of Trayvon Martin and Jordan Davis, and we saw recently that the Michael Dunn verdict recently came in where he was found guilty of attempting murder, but not guilty, or excuse me, there was a mistrial, a hung jury, if you will, on the murder charge. Now, Robin, let me start with you. How do you attempt murder, successfully complete murdering someone, but the jury can't find you guilty of murder?
I have no idea. And I tell you, when that verdict came down, I said I should have gone to law school because I was trying to figure it out. It just doesn't make sense to me. I really do believe this is just another example of modern day lynching. It's very upsetting. My nephew asked me about it and asked me to explain how is this possible, and I really had no answers for him. I just had to let him know we have a bunch of old laws on the books, and it really doesn't seem like justice was served in this.
Absolutely. Othniel, let me go to you, man. You have children. How do you talk to your kids about stuff like this and the Trayvon Martin verdict?
It's difficult. I don't even know if I've figured it out yet. Luckily for me, they're young enough so that I don't have to have this conversation just yet. But I have younger cousins, and it's difficult because the fact of the matter is that you want to teach your kids that they can stand up for themselves and stand up for their rights, and you want to teach your young men that they should be men and not let people push them around. At the same time, it seems like there's a free-for-all where people are not afraid or not respecting of black life enough to refrain from taking it for reasons unknown, feeling threatened by loud music, you know?
Absolutely, and that feeling threatened by loud music, being worried about seeing who walks in their neighborhood. All of this seems problematic, but it would seem more problematic if we were in the 1950s and 60s. I guess given from where we sit today, it would look like that would almost make sense given how the United States was behaving then. But here we are in 2014, these incidences having happened in 2012 and 2013, in an age of Facebook and Twitter and places like that, where you all can engage with us, even on Facebook and Twitter. On Twitter, using the hashtag YourLifeMatters. On Facebook at facebook.com/YLM Project. We want you to join us and share your thoughts with you, agree or disagree with what we're hearing. But Jade, I'm going to go to you. In a day as social media rules the day, we're still seeing policies as antiquated and behaviors as old as the 1950s and 60s. How can we use social media to perhaps combat some of these things?
Yes, I think that social media is a huge tool, and it's something that young people and millennials are just inherently good at. We grew up with it. We know the power of Twitter, and I feel like the important thing is to, go beyond the hashtag and assemble. I feel like when the verdicts come down, there's always this trend of R.I.P. Trayvon Martin or R.I.P. Jordan Davis. I think that that's the first step, but we should also use it as a way to, assemble and to use it to fight some of these stereotypes, to go beyond the trend of the moment, and really use social media for good. We can also use it to empower each other. I feel like a lot of times you see a lot of hashtags that people are generating that feed into all of these stereotypes, and I think that we need to maybe use it smarter and to really make some change. I think that there's definitely opportunity there.
I heard you talking about empowering people, and I think that's valuable. And Robin, I'm going to come to you next. But we've seen some celebrities even engage in the Your Life Matters hashtag, and so we definitely want you to do it as well. We've seen Lala Anthony take part in it, singer Neo, rapper Jada Kiss. Even we talk intergenerationally, we're talking about Jesse Jackson participating in it, people Nick Cannon and so on. Robin, let me ask you, how do we make sure that we get engaged in the social media space but don't leave it on the page or on our phone?
Okay, well, it takes I'm a big proponent of integrated marketing. Okay, so
And
although,
really quickly explain for those folks who may not know exactly what that is,
well, it's basically using all of the mediums to, get the message out. So television, radio, social media, and then, you need endorsements from, major celebrities, those individuals that have a large platform, and that can use that platform responsibly to engage everyone. So, if we of course we can do it on social media. Everyone's constantly logged on to Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, but those images need to be portrayed in movies and television and in music and lyrics, and it's everyone's responsibility to take on that responsibility.
Othniel, I want to come to you, brother, because you and I had a conversation not long ago that some folks may be able to access shortly if you can't access it right now online, about perceptions of black youth and black men. So we know kind of what the perceptions are, right? That we're thugs, that we're immature, that we're young, we're violent, and these things are there. And we know the perceptions aren't true. How do we overcome the perceptions? And share with the folks, again, your poignant points on whether or not it's even important to overcome those perceptions and for whom you want to overcome them.
I mean, we're young black men for hundreds of years, even, we need to realize, have been considered dangerous, criminal, thugs. This is before hip-hop or gangster rap or any of that. That's just an excuse. That's just the newest way in which the newest excuse to view us as criminals. So how do we fight that stereotype? I don't think we can. I don't think that we can fight it by anything that we can do in our lives other than as an individual person, live the best life that you can. Is it a waste of time to fight it? Possibly, but I do think that we need to denounce the stereotypes that people have and denounce other people for having those stereotypes as much as possible. Just for our own, health as a group, we need to do that. But I'm not confident that doing that is going to stop the stereotypes. I think that only time and people interacting with each other possibly can.
Robin, let me come to you. Any thoughts on that same question?
I agree. I believe that, we see it, as I mentioned before, on television and movies and lyrics, and we need to hold these artists responsible because they have this platform where they can use it to be influential, but they're basically, promoting all of these stereotypes. And if that means that we need to stop supporting them, and I know that's a stretch, but if that means that we're like, I'll no longer buy that particular artist's album, well, you may need to do that. Until it starts to hurt them in their pockets, I don't believe that, we'll get this.
Robin, you make a great point. It seems that in the United States, nothing gets kind of conveyed without economics playing a factor. If you agree with Robin or Othniel or even Jada, let us know. #YourLifeMatters. Follow us on Twitter. Tweet at us at YLM Project on Twitter or the YLM Facebook page at www.facebook.com/YLM Project. And obviously, we want you to go to newsone.com/YourLifeMatters. Let us know. Jada, I'm going to come to you because we don't have much time, but I want to wrap it up with this. So we know that these issues exist, and so often we as people of color seemingly are trying to solve other people's problems, right? This perception thing is somebody else's problem, but it's killing us. So we still seem like we have a responsibility to solve it. How do we negotiate us trying to solve someone else's problem?
I think a lot of it comes from self-esteem and what you tend to believe about yourself. So after seeing verdicts like these atrocities happen, young black males may feel, wow, I really don't matter. So I can go ahead and, go down a negative path, or not. My education doesn't matter because I'm going to get killed anyway. You can be a defeatist, or you can be, strong and use it to defy all those stereotypes and say, yeah, just because, I'm black doesn't mean I'm not educated, or it doesn't mean that I'm a threat. So I think a lot of it comes with, just empowering yourself with education and your own self-esteem, and then building each other up. And I think that that's the main mission with Your Life Matters. It's for us to have a place where we can say, hey, you do matter, no matter what, you know, society is telling you. So I think a lot of it starts within yourself, and that might sound like a simple solution, but I think that it definitely has value. And if we do that in numbers, we can make a difference.
Robin, same question to you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No
I'm
problem.
sorry. Could you repeat the question?
Sure. The question is, we're seemingly trying to solve someone else's problem, this question of perception. But although it may be somebody else's problem that they perceive us as this, it's our result because it's ending with us dying. So how do we negotiate the space of trying to solve someone else's problem, yet save ourselves from dying?
Yeah, we just all have to look at it as this is our responsibility as well. Everyone has to play their part. And so as long as everyone has that, you know, that mindset that we all have to play a role in order to, you know, make a change, then, you know.
Absolutely. Othniel, let me go to you last on that. Same question to you, brother.
Well, I mean, I think that the role that you could play, I mean, perhaps a little bit more conservative, is I think on the individual level. I think that you, and I say you, me, myself, all of us need to strive to be the best that we can on the individual level, and not choose how we behave based on what someone else is going to perceive about our behavior, except given, you know, a specific circumstance. If I happen to be walking around a you know, gated community in Florida, I'm going to be a little bit more careful, and not because I should have to be, but because I want to, you know, live to see the next day. And you know, when we can say that these things don't happen anymore, or then maybe we can let up our guard on that level. But otherwise, we need to just be who we are.
Absolutely. Othniel, let me close with you. Everybody, I'm going to go through the panel. Give me one person that all the folks following us or watching along should follow on Twitter to help make their life a little bit better, help validate it, prove that their life matters. Othniel, one person.
I would say the sister, Melissa Harris Perry.
Absolutely. Robin, one person from you.
Rob Hill Sr.
Nice. And Jada, close us out.
Soledad O'Brien.
Awesome. Those were all awesome folks. Our panelists, please go and follow them. Make sure you can follow them, and you'll get all the information you need because they'll be tweeting hashtag Your Life Matters. And we want you to tweet and say hashtag Your Life Matters. The question, just because I'm blank, whatever it is, whatever walk of life or the way God has created you or you exist, just because I'm blank doesn't mean I'm blank. You fill in those blanks with the hashtag Your Life Matters so we can see. One person I recommend you follow is Africana Carr. His name is Dr. Greg Carr, chairman of the Howard University Department of Africana Studies. That's all the time we have. There's going to continue this conversation. It continues at www.newsone.com/Your Life Matters. It continues at facebook.com/YLM Project. It continues at YLM Project on Twitter. It continues in our lived realities because we can't keep having our babies dying. I'm Ray Baker. Thank you to all of our panelists, and thank you for joining us. And in parting, let us remember the words of the Yoruba proverb, that if we stand tall, it's because we stand on the backs of those who came before us. God bless.